Apparently, Wimbledon's going on right now. Did you guys know that? Me personally, I could not care less about Wimbledon. I've never understood the appeal of watching tennis. I've never understood the appeal of playing tennis period. It just seems like a glorified game of ping pong. But my personal feelings aside, there are millions of people around the world who enjoy watching tennis. Wimbledon, arguably the biggest tournament of the season. There are people who look forward to this tournament all year. Now let's pretend for a second that we're one of those people. We are diehard fans of tennis. We have been watching Wimbledon our entire lives. Finally, at 38 years old, we have finally achieved enough success and enough money to be able to afford to go to Wimbledon. We start saving for our trip in January. With London being a long international flight, we want to make sure we save enough money to purchase first class airfare. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be stuck in coach for a 12, 13, 14-hour flight. The tournament, Wimbledon, is 2 weeks long, so we've got to book 14 nights in a hotel. Obviously, we also need tickets. Now, from what I understand, buying tickets for Wimbledon, it's not all that easy. It's not like buying tickets for a regular season game in the NBA. Damn sure not like buying tickets to gain access to the WNBA dump. Those tickets are given away for free and often used for purposes of rectal cleansing. Now, if you're able to get tickets for Wimbledon, they could cost you anywhere from $200 to $5,000. And that's just for one day. We're going to be there for 2 weeks. Now, I don't feel like doing all this math in my head, so let's just say our 2-week trip to Wimbledon in London is going to cost us $40,000. If I'm paying 40 grand to watch tennis, my expectations are going to be high. First of all, you better comp my booze because I'm going to need the booze to make this entertaining. I better be staying in a 5-star hotel. More importantly, when I get to the actual event, I expect to see professional tennis. I expect to see elite men competing against other elite men. I expect to hear elite female tennis players making those familiar noises as they hit the ball back over the net. I don't want to see women competing against dudes. I don't want to see Serena Williams hitting the balls of Pete Sampras. The only balls I want Serena hitting are the green balls aimed at another woman. From what I can tell, Wimbledon is keeping with tradition. They don't have a Leah Thomas problem. When you attend a female tennis match at Wimbledon, the women don't have facial hair. They don't have back hair. They're actual women competing against other women. However, Wimbledon does have another problem. Just because they aren't dealing with the T's and LGBT, that does not mean they're exempt from dealing with the shit fucks. Earlier today, on 2 separate occasions, tennis matches at Wimbledon had to be stopped. They weren't stopped because of rain or inclement weather. They weren't stopped because of lightning or some other act of God. The action at Wimbledon was suspended because there is an overwhelming need to call attention to a severe threat that is threatening the lives of all of us. This situation is very, very dire. Here on the channel, we take this threat seriously. This is not something that you want to play around with. No, 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 no. Tennis takes a back seat to this existential crisis. Before I show you what happened today at Wimbledon and the serious threat that these activists want you to know about, let's pause for just 1 second to get to the sponsor for today's video, my friends over at GPT Anonymous. Now, I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with ChatGPT. Seems like all these major tech companies, they are spending hundreds of millions of dollars building these automated programs to help make our lives easier. And the best thing is, they're all free. I mean, that's just great, right? Have you ever wondered why all these programs are free? How can these tech companies spend hundreds of millions of dollars while also allowing us to access their technology for free? The answer is rather simple. They force you to sign in. They know who you are. They're selling your information. They're selling your political leanings. They're selling your medical problems. Basically, they are selling you. But what if I told you there was a program that offered the same benefits and services as ChatGPT, but kept all your private information private? That is exactly what my friends at GPT Anonymous are doing. GPT Anonymous gives you the ability to chat with most of the best AI programs without having to sacrifice your privacy and information. There's no login required. Hell, they don't even ask for your name. All you do, you download the program and start asking away. Once the trial period has expired, you'll need to give the program tokens, and if you use my promo code NOTWOKE, you will receive 10% off your first purchase of tokens. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment below and download GPT Anonymous today. Alright, just in case you guys aren't aware, the people of Earth are facing a very serious problem right now. Climate change. Oh, climate change. What is with this weather? Why is it so hot in July? How come it snows in December? Why is the climate constantly changing? This is unreasonable. Most of us normal people, we refer to climate change as seasons. But in the community of wanker spankers, the changing seasons, they are indicative of a serious problem. According to deacons at Woke United Methodist, that riding lawnmower in your garage, that is causing the temperature to rise in the summer. According to the deacons, that whoopee cushion on the set of The View who releases her toxic flatulence 5 mornings every week, the whoopee cushion is responsible for temperatures in New York City being half a degree above average. Ooh, threatening. I know those of us who live in America, we have a tendency to have tunnel vision. We think we're the only ones who deal with the unbearable shit fucks. The people of England, they're dealing with them too. During a second round matchup today at Wimbledon between unknown tennis player A and his legendary opponent, unknown tennis player B, a worshiper of the woke oak tree stormed the court, tossing around pieces of a cardboard puzzle. That's a very strange way to protest. I thought worshippers of the oak tree were fighting to save the lives of trees. Here we have this dude throwing pieces of a tree onto a tennis court. This very strange man, he belongs to a group called Just Stop Oil. As the name implies, this is an activist group who wants to eliminate the use of fossil fuels. Now, even though every single item of clothing he had on was made from fossil fuels, even though his transportation to Wimbledon was using fossil fuels. This very strange man, he storms the court, throwing around his puzzle pieces. He eventually comes to the conclusion that his seats were not sufficient, and he decides he's going to plop his ass in the middle of the tennis court during the middle of the match. Watch for yourself.
Wait, please. Players in.
First of all, how does this happen? That clip I just showed you, that was the second incident of this group protesting at Wimbledon. They had a similar protest earlier in the day. It's also not the first time this group has protested at a sporting event. Officials at Wimbledon, they had increased security because they knew this was going to happen. From what I can tell, the security, they were just standing around behind the court not doing a damn thing. Number 2. If you're a believer in global warming, Casey, it's called climate change, damn it! My bad, I forgot. They had to change the name to climate change because it keeps snowing in the winter. Climate change allows them to be a bit more vague with their ideology. But if you're a believer in climate change, how many people did you convince to follow your beliefs by doing this bullshit protest? All you accomplished by interrupting a sporting event was pissing off normal people. How would you feel if you paid $5,000 for tickets and the event that you came to see was interrupted by Fat Albert sitting his ass down in the middle of the court? Why are they even protesting at Wimbledon to begin with when they should be protesting The View? The 5 biggest violators of emitting CO2 emissions are sitting right there on set every morning. I mean, seriously. Do you know how damaging the flatulence of the whoopee cushion is to the environment? Every time Sun Hostin releases a mouth fart, it eliminates another cloud in the sky, causing the sun to further warm the earth. And don't even get me started with Big Red Joy Behar. Have you seen the amount of plastic in her face? I did some digging into the group Just Stop Oil. Not only do they protest during sporting events, they also protest at museums. Last November, They tarnished several paintings in a German museum that were created hundreds of years ago. What was their reason for doing this? Climate change. I guess paint is now bad for the earth? While doing my research, I found out that this group is supported by woke celebrities here in America. Guess who is one of their top supporters? Just take a wild guess. KC, it's got to be Joy Reid. No, although Joy Reid is passionate about climate change, she only donates her time and money to groups that support mythical racism. Is it Stephen A. Smith? I don't think Stephen A. believes in this bullshit. Stephen A., he is known to be susceptible for certain woke causes, but climate change, it ain't one of them. This group is supported by one of our favorites here on the channel, Chelsea, the coat handler. Matter of fact, just 3 days ago, Chelsea put down the coat to deliver a stern warning to her following of blind men. Watch for yourself.
As I celebrate the start of summer, at least I think it's summer. Sometimes it's hard to tell. With each year, the Earth keeps getting hotter and hotter, just like Jane Fonda. Did you know that the average global temperature on this planet has increased at least 1.1 degrees Celsius since 1880, the same year that Robert De Niro and Al Pacino lost their virginity? A majority of the warming has occurred since 1975. I was born in 1975, so that means the planet started getting exponentially hotter the year I arrived. Coincidence? I think not.
Oh, she's so funny. Look, I'm not a climate scientist. I don't know shit about the weather, but I do know a thing or two about the mainstream media. Every summer, the media claims it's the hottest year on record. Every summer, we are on the verge of a global collapse, yet somehow we continue making it through summer every single year. For some reason, every September, the temperatures start to cool off. By November or December, we're all freezing again. One of the main reasons I don't buy into global warming is because it is pushed so heavily by the mainstream media. Anything the media relentlessly promotes, I believe the opposite, because I don't trust these people. Over the years, the media, they have given us plenty of reasons not to trust them. And I damn sure don't trust Chelsea the coat handler. What the hell does Chelsea Handler know about global warming? This woman's not even an expert in her own field. For the last few years, she has been begging to get back on television. Every single network says, no thanks, we need someone who can actually draw ratings. Deacons of Woke United Methodist, they like to present normal people as being unhinged. They always present normal people as being angry, being bitter. But I didn't see normal people rushing to courts at Wimbledon. Last month, I didn't hear normal people screaming about coming for the minds of children. It would not surprise me if the group that's protesting during Wimbledon, it wouldn't surprise me if they were being paid to protest. This protest wasn't about bringing attention to climate change. It was about trying to make your life miserable. That's all they want to do, is make our lives miserable. Give me your thoughts, though. What did this protest at Wimbledon accomplish? Do you think these protesters are true believers in global warming, or are they just paid activists? You let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.